Hello everybody. Today we're going to be looking at 7-Zip, and that is a software utility that will allow you to compress files to help you save space on your hard drive. So to download that, we're going to go right over to 7-Zip. Just open up your browser, just type in 7-Zip, and it should take you to the main page. There we are. You're going to click on download, and then you're going to download the file corresponding to your operating system. I have 64-bit Windows, so I will download that. Okay, we'll go ahead and open that up in a second. There's no need for me to download it since I already have it installed. So once you have it installed, you can go ahead to any folder that has a zip file or the files that you want to compress. Now there's two ways to use this. I'm going to be showing you what I think is the easiest way to literally just go to the folder that you want to zip up, or a folder that contains files that are already, zipped up. So here's a sample right here. So this is a folder that has a game called Cave Story. You can see the files there inside that folder. So what we're going to do is compress that. Before we compress it, we're going to take a look and see how big the file folder is. Okay, it's showing it's 4.17 megabytes. So we're going to go ahead and compress that by right clicking, and we're going to go to the 7-Zip context menu here and click on the add to archive, and it's going to give it a default name, which is already the folder name, so that's on there. Now what you want to do is make sure you have 7-Zip option checked, and I'm going to show you why that's important a little bit later on. There's 9 levels of compression. They have from store, which is literally it won't compress it, it'll just store it, and then all the way to 9, which is ultra. Ultra is the best because it's going to save you the biggest amount of space when the files are compressed. So you're going to make sure that's checked ultra. And if you want to, just make sure the file settings here. Like I had issues trying to compress with that ultra setting when I had this number lower, so I just set it at 100% and it works fine now. So once you have that all picked, you're going to go ahead and click on OK, and it's going to quickly compress that for you. Now keep in mind, the bigger the file, the longer it's going to take to compress it, especially depending on the level of compression you're using. So as you can see, it took that file that was 4 point something megs, and it shrunk it all the way to 643 kilobytes. So you're looking at a little bit over half a meg. So that was a pretty decent amount of compression. Now when you have a file that's already zipped up and you want to unzip it, you're going to go ahead and right click on the file again. You're going to go to 7-Zip, extract files. Now what I like to do is extract files to, the parentheses that shows the number of the folder or the name of the folder, and that way it's going to extract it to that same folder. If you hit exact or extract files, or here, it's just going to throw them right there in the location where you're in. In this case, it's just going to overwrite everything because the folder is already there. But here I'll show you the difference. So let's delete that folder. So if we click on 7-Zip, extract files here, it's just going to put them in. No, it will keep the folder structure depending on the options that you have. So in that case, that's not going to matter. So just go ahead, 7-Zip, extract Cave Story, and it's going to put it right there in the folder. And as you can see, all the files were extracted, and now they're open up in the folder. Now to what I was going to show you earlier about the importance of doing 7-Zip as the option. This is very important if you're going to go ahead and you want to encrypt the files with a password. So once again, you're going to do the same thing, 7-Zip. You're going to click on add to archive, and now this is where this comes into play. So you want to make sure you have 7-Zip up here. You're going to go ahead and click on encrypt file names. You're going to give it a simple password. For now, I'm going to click on show password just to show you what the program actually does, but obviously you don't want to do that when you're saving it with a password. So like I said, it's just something simple here to get it going. So we're going to click on encrypt file names, and now I'm going to show you that it's going to encrypt that, and this is what it's going to look like when you click on the file again. So it's going to automatically ask you for your password. Now the reason you want to do it that way is because if you do it with one of the other settings, it's going to give you, or not give you, but it's going to actually show you the that the folder is passworded, but it is going to show you, like if you have files with certain names in there or folders, it's going to show you the names of those, which obviously you don't want if you're encrypting the file. That defeats the purpose, because they'll be able to see the files and the folders even though they're passworded. Okay, and then another neat feature of this comes in handy. For example, a lot of the times if you're sending stuff via Gmail will only allow you to do transfer files up to 25 megs. What you will do in that case is, when you're going to work on the file that you're going to you're going to email, you want to make sure you pick the settings on the size, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're going to keep it on this folder, but obviously that's smaller than that, but this is just to show you the options. So you're going to go to this bottom left spot right here that says split into volumes. So if you're going to do Gmail, you want to make sure that it's 25 megs. So you're just going to put in 25 in the M, and then what it's going to do is going to zip it up, and it's going to, let's say you have a 75 megs of stuff you want to set. So if you divide that, you'd have 3 files of 25. So it's going to split that for you in 3 files of 25. That way you'll be able to send them 25 megs per email, and that way you can get that file sent to your friend or to whoever you want through the email. Now I'm going to show you another little neat feature here. If you just want to save the file and make it what they call a self-extracting file, where you don't need any program to open it, you go the same steps as before. Now what you would do is come up here, you're going to click on create SFX archive, and what that's going to do is create a self-extracting file. And so you click on OK, and this time it's going to look a little bit different. You see that icon right now? This icon right here is letting you know that it's a self-extracting file. So now, instead of right-clicking and having to open it with 7-Zip, it's going to automatically extract itself. As you can see, it's showing the location there where the file is going to go. And that's a pretty neat feature, because that way, if you have a friend that doesn't know how to use any of the programs, they'll be able to double click on that file and get it installed on their computer. So those are basically the most important features of the program. That's going to let you get a lot of things done in terms of saving space on your computer and so forth by compressing the files. And this will be the end of this video. So if you guys found this useful, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll have more videos in the future.